We travelled over 10,000 miles to the other side of the world to meet each other. And today we're going to share with you our love story. So if you're interested in that,
stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
So we've got a very interesting story. We're both in the UK, but we met completely on the other side of the world in Australia. It's a pretty cool story, to be honest.
So we're pretty much going to just tell you each of our different stories and how we met. Just to show you that true love and dating apps, you don't need them sometimes.
And also a way for you to get to know our story a little bit more.
Because we've obviously posted a lot of videos. We've started a little bit of relationship videos now, so we thought it'd be a great way to just share our story and how it happened. Been together nearly 2 years now.
2 years in December.
Snap. So yeah, we thought this is going to be a chilled out, cozy video with a Pepsi.
So we're going to talk about
the journey.
The journey before. So I moved to Australia in April of 2022. I then lived in Sydney for 4 months. So we just worked in Sydney. I got a bit bored in Sydney, to be honest, after 4 months. It was winter as well, so I thought it was the perfect time to do some travelling. So after 4 months there, I flew up to the Gold Coast and then went up to Brisbane, where I spent roughly a week just travelling around. I was actually on my own at this point. So the main reason I've gone up to Queensland was because I was looking for farm work, because if you didn't know, to stay in Australia for a second year, we had to do 3 months of farm work. I was looking for the work while I was up in Queensland, and that's where most of the farm work sort of thing is.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
So Brisbane was like, Brisbane's the main city up there, so I spent a bit of time there, like 5 days, while I was just working out where I was going to go, and eventually decided on this place called Bundaberg.
And how did you get that one?
Oh, it was just online, so I found the job on a website, some backpackers website. It was advertising tomato picking and stuff, and it was just this random little hostel on the beachfront.
It wasn't a hostel, it was a motel.
It was a motel basically on the beachfront that was getting advertised, and I messaged the person who was in charge of it, and I was like, how much are rooms and stuff? Amanda. She was like, oh, rooms are really cheap and stuff. I didn't do much research at all.
No.
I just thought, I might as well go up there. So I then booked a bus up to Bundaberg. I was meant to get a train, but they were all cancelled, so I took a 10-hour bus up to Bundaberg, and it arrived there at like 11 PM. So I arrived in this random town. I didn't know anyone. I didn't know where I was staying. I stayed the first night in this really dodgy little, do you remember Bunk?
Yeah, Bunk
This
hostel.
really dodgy little hostel. It wasn't even a hostel, it was like a house.
Bundaberg is the kind of thing you see in the movies, real Australia, kind of like so many locals.
Farming town.
Lots of farms.
And like all old people, not old
people, but just think of Australian farmers.
And I stayed, one night in this dodgy looking hostel, and then in the morning got the bus down to the beachfront, which was about a 15-20 minute drive.
Which was called Bargara.
It's a little beachfront town, and it arrived at the mysterious motel.
Yeah,
it was very, very basic, and I turned up and no one was there.
What time did you turn up?
It's quite early, it's probably about 11 or 12.
We were probably all at work.
Yeah, you were at work. It's about 11 or 12, so everyone was at work. I was like, I hope there's people here, because if it's just me, it's so long. So that was my journey up from Sydney to Bundaberg and how I got there, completely by chance as to why I was at that specific motel. Yeah.
My story is I flew to Australia by myself the end of July. Was it the end of July?
Yeah, end of July.
Yeah, end of July. And I booked a tour in Sydney. So I met actually a group of people who I did a tour with, and we ended up deciding to travel the East Coast together, which honestly, I can honestly say I've never been alone since I've came solo travelling. Yeah, so we travelled up the East Coast, and then when we got to Brisbane, that is when also we thought, okay, it's time to go do our farm work now, because I always wanted to do like a month of travelling and then go and do farm work,
which is a good idea.
Yeah,
probably best not to jump straight into it.
So yeah, when we got to Brisbane, I was just looking around, and bear in mind July is winter for Australia, so the jobs weren't really much going on for farm work. I thought anyway. We had a few responses because we went on Facebook and the backpacker boards, and I remember that there was one in Melbourne, and it was like this kind of, gave me like ranch vibes. It was like a family house, and
dodgy.
It didn't feel as right. We were messaging them back and forth, but nothing really happened. And then I already knew somebody who came to Australia and went to Bundaberg, who had told me horror stories about it. So they told me like a few little bits about it, and I was just like, oh, I was thinking of it, and I just thought, you know what, like there's so many farms in Bundaberg. I did mention it to the girls. I was like, should we go to Bundaberg? Because I was looking online and there was actually like a few jobs there. I got in contact with one of the contractors who was saying, yep, there's space at this motel. All 3 of you girls can stay in the same motel together, so you'll be together. We've got you transport back into the farm. We'll pick you up from the train station in Bundaberg.
Sorted you out.
So we were like, okay, let's just do it. But then, literally a few days after we'd booked our train ticket, I just had this huge breakdown and I was panicking because we met a few people back and they were telling us, do not go to Bundaberg, do not go to Bundaberg. So I was like getting all in my head then. I was like,
you're like, you'll hear one thing
and I'll think, no. I was just hearing so many horror stories and I just said, I really don't want to go. And honestly, I was like, let's just go to Byron Bay and just work there. I know it's not farm work, but I was like, I just don't want to do it. So then anyway, the girls, it was good that we were in a group because then they kind of reassured me and was like, we'll do a week there. If we don't like it, we'll leave. So yeah, we ended up getting on the train and I literally texted my mom this number plate and I said, if I don't contact you, something is wrong, because this we didn't even know.
He just picked you up from the station, didn't he?
Yeah, but it wasn't even that contractor. It was just some random guy.
Oh, was it?
It was a random guy who was living there. And I remember picking him up and I was just like, this is so dodgy. And this guy was like slagging the place off to us. And I was just like, oh my God. So we actually got to Bagara about 7 p.m. at night, 8 p.m. and it was dark.
I bet you were thinking, this.
No, because it gets worse. Pulled up there and then this old guy with a beer can in his hand comes stumbling over drunk to us like, how you going, girls? Yeah.
How you going?
Oh my God. I was like, no, this can't be happening. Then there was no one. Like, no person to check us in, no one. I was just like, what is going on? The guy that dropped us off was like, oh yeah, that's your room over there. The door was open. Walked in. I panicked. If I had pictures, I would insert them, but I don't. But just think about it. It was dirty. There was no sheets on the bed. There was stains in the fridge. There was stains on the floor. It stunk. It was disgusting. And I said, I am not going to sleep in this room until it is scrubbed up and down.
I know what you're like as well.
Oh my God, like the panic threw me.
So Jess got to the motel a week before me. You had a whole week of farm work and everything.
Yeah, I did.
Before I'd actually arrived.
Yeah, we were already working on the farm before Luke actually arrived.
I think everyone normally finishes work at like 3:30, so
Yeah.
I think you came back with everyone then. I was sharing a room with a Brazilian guy. I was sharing a room with this Brazilian guy and I was just chatting to him about the place and he was saying, oh, there's like 3 girls down the road, 3 English girls. And then I was just like trying to find out a bit more and we were just chatting outside and then that's when you first came out.
Yeah, so basically I always used to go for a run after work. Literally didn't even have a shower, I just clean myself dirt off and I'd put my running stuff on.
Yeah.
And I heard voices outside the room and I heard like a British male voice and I was like, I peeked out the curtain a little bit and I did see you there standing.
Did you see me?
Talking to them, but I was curious, so then I'll just go outside.
And you were just gonna go out for a run and then you were gonna like walk past.
I was gonna walk past and
then the guy shouted, oh, come over here.
He was like, Jess, come over here, come meet Luke. I was like,
hello.
I walked over and went, hello.
And I was like, where are you from? And you went, Birmingham. You did, you went Birmingham.
So then yeah, we got introduced to each other and I remember, this gives me the ick. I voice noted the girls, because I don't know where the girls were, I think they went food shopping or something, and I voice noted them going, oh, there's a new guy moved in, he's from England, he's fit.
Yeah. She took me like, she didn't show me that voice note until like a year after.
Yeah.
Showed me and I was like, what?
So yeah, I voice noted them, I got a bit excited.
So then...
Some fresh meat in town.
Me?
Joking.
Bit of bacon.
I'm vegetarian anyway.
So then, I think, because we were, in and around the place, we weren't working at the same farm at this point. I was working at some factory thing, which was awful, like the worst job I've ever had. So yeah, we kind of saw each other like a little bit around the place.
Yeah.
We had like a trivia night, didn't we, where we went over.
Yeah,
the road,
we did lots of group things actually.
Little group things. You could see that I had my eye on you, didn't you?
Yeah, he made it so obvious. He kept staring at me, and I just.
Nah, that makes it sound
You
weird.
did keep staring at me.
I was just trying to make eye contact.
Because when you stare, you stare.
I was just trying to make eye contact.
And every time I'd be like.
And you just look away. Was I staring at that?
You did stare a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Fair enough. I was trying to get your attention. I didn't realise it was that obvious.
Yeah, it was obvious.
Yeah, we kind of, yeah.
But then...
we've spoken a bit.
Yes, and then basically I always used to sit outside and eat my dinner on these little seats, and so did you, didn't you?
Yeah.
So a few nights we'd like...
Speak across the...
Speak across.
Yeah.
Because basically all the chalets,
like row, weren't they?
they were in a row, and they'd like have a chair and a table outside each little house.
Yeah, so we just chat about each other's days and that.
So we're like, oh yeah, I wonder what we used to talk about actually.
I know, yeah. How'd you do that?
Yeah.
What have you got?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd seen each other around a bit. We'd spoken a few times. We hadn't really had much like alone time.
No, you wouldn't. Mate, I'll tell you what, at farm work.
Yeah, you don't really get alone space unless you sneak off somewhere.
No, so we went on a night out. This was about maybe 2 weeks in.
Yeah, about 2 weeks, I'd say.
All of us, like there was a whole big group of us, which was so nice. Obviously I got a bit tipsy.
Oh, we were a bit drunk, to be honest.
Yeah.
We basically went off and the rest of the group, didn't we?
Yeah, and there's like a video of me and Luke in a trolley. No, me in a trolley.
You in a trolley, not me.
And you're like, careful, you're gonna rip your skirt.
Yeah. So then we went off on our own, basically. Yeah.
We went off on our own and we had our first kiss.
Our first lovely kiss. In some
dirty nightclub.
It wasn't even a nightclub, really. It was like a kind of pub with like a giant garden thing.
Yeah,
like
it was so dodgy. And then
we went back that night. I think everyone knew.
Everyone knew that.
Everyone knew.
It's like being at school.
Yeah,
isn't
it actually was. Yeah.
And then I think wasn't it the next day that you asked me to go out?
No, we went down the beach.
You asked me, okay, so like the next, did you text me or did you?
No, I saw you out. Oh, no, I did text you, yeah.
Okay, so Luke then texted me the next day and asked me if I wanted to go for a walk on the beach, which was so cute.
That was nice.
It was nice and romantic.
Yeah.
The sunset.
It actually was well nice.
And that's when I think we like really started to get to know each other. So then we did that and then went on a second date.
I don't know, yeah, because then the beach was after the second date.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, so first of all, I asked Jess on like a date across the road, which was
I got drunk again, didn't I?
We got drunk again.
By the way, yeah, I'm the same queen.
Yeah, she don't drink now, but we used to drink then. Went across the road to like this hotel. They had like a nice.
Yeah, it was actually a nice hotel, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really nice. She had a few drinks there. Yeah, we got to know each other.
We really got to know each other a bit more then, especially me after a few drinks. Yeah.
It was the day after that when we went down the beach.
Okay, the day after that we went down the beach. And then what was it? Oh, okay, so then poo hit the fan. Because we were all getting kicked out of the motel.
Basically, we all had to leave. This was a weird time for us because we were close. We were definitely close.
Yeah, but not...
We weren't super close. So
yeah.
You were basically moving to this house. I, at this point, wasn't moving to the house.
We had a house organised for me, the girls, Vicky and the Brazilian guy. And that he was going to have to move in to a hostel. Yeah. And I went and viewed the house and basically there was a room... 4 bunk beds, which I presume was going to be the girls, and then there was a room with 2 beds. So basically the Brazilian guy and this other girl was to get like kind of together. Yeah. Originally I think they were going to both have the room together in the double room, and then it was just going to be me and the 3 girls. But I was like, how about Luke moves into the room with the guy and then all 4 girls are together? Because to be fair, like you had a good connection with all of us as well though, like all of us friends.
It was like we all got on, we'd lived together sort of for like 2 weeks at the motel, so we all knew each other pretty well. So
I kind of like, instigated Luke moves into the house, which then we did.
So that's when we moved in the house. Obviously, that is something which most couples definitely don't do. We were living in the exact same house after about 2 or 3 weeks of meeting. Yeah, about 3 weeks.
Because I was panicking. I was thinking, well, if you go to that hostel, I don't know if we would have...
I think we would have.
We wouldn't have seen each other that much.
Oh, no, not much. I think...
Because you would have been in Bundaberg.
Yeah, I remember thinking like we would have still met and that, but it wouldn't have been the same because...
It wouldn't have been the same.
We were straight away forced into living with each other and working with each other. So we were pretty much spending a lot of our day together from the very start.
Yeah. I don't think you would have worked at the tomato farm if you didn't come to the house.
No, that's true.
But you would have got another job.
That's true.
Yeah, could have all changed.
I know.
So yeah, we moved into the house together, and pretty much the only time we got to like,
Only 3 times
because this was
together.
a shared house.
Yeah. By the way, it wasn't just us. There was another couple in there. There was the girls. There was
Yeah, there was a lot of people in the
a lot of
house,
people, and it weren't a big house.
and there
at
was
all.
cameras all around the house.
So yeah, we did not get any privacy. The only privacy was if we went down to the basement, which was like this.
That still had cameras in.
Oh shit, it did still have cameras. The kitchen had cameras.
Yeah, like every room had
There
cameras.
there was nowhere with privacy, but we used to sit at the table at night time, didn't we? When everyone else had gone to bed, we used to stay up.
We used to literally sit on this table, which was so comfortable, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, talk. And I remember the one time, because a lot of stuff happened in this house. Like, I fell out with the girls, and well, they fell out with me.
So much shit went on.
Just really, like, as soon as me and Lou started getting closer, things got more weirder. But that's a different story. Yeah, jealousy and stuff, but anyway. The girl just came in and just sat next to us, didn't she?
Yeah. What
Like, for no reason, and just
to be there, innit?
So anyway, we've been in the house a few weeks, and then so basically things are actually going well, but in my head I panicked a bit because I've been in relationships in the past where it's just not gone well, and I came to Australia thinking I'm going to be this independent woman, I'm going to go solo travelling, like I'm need to be on my own. Like, I had this in my head that I needed to be on my own, and I just weren't thinking right, and I think
you were getting influence from the
and I was getting,
girls and stuff.
the other girls were influencing it, like basically telling me not really to do, like, go with Luke and stuff, but I think that was them being jealous, and like they were maliciously doing it. I was influenced by it, and I was just like, oh yeah, you know what, like...
Well, you didn't speak, like, it went a bit weird, because you just, like, she used to come into my room in the evenings, then you just stopped coming in. I was like, what's going on here?
I just stopped going in.
I was like, what's going on here?
I kind of just distanced myself, and I was just confused, really. Like, I didn't really know what I wanted. I was really loving getting to know Luke, but I weren't right in my own head, kind of thing. And I think I just panicked, because I'd not obviously been in a relationship for a while, and I don't know, just felt, I was just panicking.
You could tell in your head that you were confused,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't really say, like...
Yeah.
I could tell you was confused.
But it was all me, like, literally Luke did nothing wrong, it was all my head.
I was like, fine. I was like, fine.
I was like, it's not you, it's me. So that happened, and we didn't speak for about...
It wasn't long, it was no
though,
longer than a week.
We still sat next to each other.
Yeah, we still saw each other every single day.
Yeah.
And then gradually, like, you just gave me little signs, you just did little things, and I was like, what's happening here? As the week went on, she just kept trying to get a bit closer and closer without making it obvious.
So then eventually I just went into his room and I was like, hi.
Yeah, you're like, I was like, what are you doing here?
And then did we speak about it? I don't know.
I remember, like, after that, we just pretty much started... Well,
getting closer.
Getting closer as we were. I remember one night you were saying that you didn't really mean it.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean it. Like, I was confused, but...
After that, that's when we, like, got really close. Like,
yeah, then we got really close.
It was kind of, like, slow, and then after that, it just went, like, so fast.
It got really, we got really close
then. We were working, like, on the same farm, just both of us. Like, it went so quick again, didn't we?
And that's when, because my plan was always to go solo travelling by myself afterwards, and then I think I said to you, do you want to go travelling together?
Did you? Yeah.
I think it was me.
Was it?
I think so.
Yeah, because I weren't sure if you would have wanted to. I was like,
So I actually, said to Luke, like, why don't we go travelling together after farm work?
And we didn't know where we were going to go. We just listed off places you want to go. You want to go Darwin.
Yeah.
I was
and
like,
this is when we
Darwin.
used to go on our little coffee shop dates and plan our travels together, which was really cute.
So we ended up with a whole itinerary.
Yeah.
This was before we were actually together as well.
Before we were together.
So we were planning a whole load of travels before we were actually together.
Yeah. So then literally, I was going to go after farm work. It was like coming up close, wasn't it, the end of it?
Yeah.
I was going to go to Melbourne for a week to see my family. Luke had farm work to finish.
So I stayed in Bundaberg until 2 days before New Year's.
Yeah, but
I went to Brisbane.
Before I left to go to Melbourne, that is when Luke asked me to be his girlfriend. Got a girlfriend. That was on the 18th of December.
So that was the 18th, like a week before Christmas. That was just before we both went off.
Made it official. And so then we met up again and we travelled, didn't we? And
we travelled for about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then we spent every single day with each other since.
We've spent every single day
which is pretty mad to be honest.
Yeah, like it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we've done so much. Like now we've done Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
We've done Australia.
Perth.
Now we're in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And we've still not met each other's family.
No, we haven't been home to our actual homes since we met.
Yeah.
We haven't met anyone. Like you met 2 of my friends, they came out. Well, you met Elliot straight away.
Yeah.
Then you met Preston in January.
And now you've met none of my friends.
Nah, literally none.
So yeah, I guess
it'd be interesting when we go home to see. But it's been the best thing that we've been able to have all this just us.
I think so, yeah, because
it's like when we go home now, it's like we know what we are. It's so good.
We know who we are.
Exactly. It's not like just working out things and you're meeting each other.
Yeah.
Each other's parents and whatever. Like we know what we are now, and it'll be so easy.
Can I just say, like, we've been through so much together. Like, traveling is not just traveling; it's finding new houses, finding new jobs, getting stressed out. I lost my dog. Like, there's so many different emotions going on where we've had to support each other.
Yeah, and they're the things that actually make you closer, rather than the good memories half the time.
Yeah, yeah, they are. Because it's such a whirlwind. Like, there's so many good things, but so many.
Not so many bad things.
Not bad things, but hard
situations.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think.
God, I literally knows.
Oh dear.
Bloody hell.
But yeah, I guess. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's our love story.
That's our story. If you got one that beats that, then let us know.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool story, and it's nice to tell that we met on a farm. Yeah. Everyone's like, we met on a farm. I mean, technically,
I do think I would never have had a relationship this close, or a relationship at all, to be honest, from someone who I'd met in a nightclub or in a pub or anything. Like, obviously it could happen, but do you know what I mean?
I think it was so pure, and apart from like them girls in the house that got involved, which like this is what I mean. Like this is like hometown mentality. That's what it felt like. When you're in your hometown, you get in a relationship, so many people know each other and get involved.
It was so good. We've seen each other's worst state straight
on
away.
the farm.
We were working on a disgusting muddy farm. Like, we'd seen each other be sick in like the first couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Like, we'd seen every side to each other so quickly.
And I think we've grown so much as a couple as well. Like, for one, we started off partying together, but now I've been a year sober. Luke hardly drinks. We do so many amazing activities together. We just
started a YouTube channel.
We started a YouTube channel together. Like, good things can happen if you just let them and wait. So I guess this is your sign to go travelling.
Yeah, in a way, to be honest, I knew I'd meet someone travelling.
Yeah, I did as well.
It was weird. Like, people say, like, oh, like, you must have not expected that or whatever, but I kind of did.
Yeah, because
not,
you're putting yourself into
a
place where you would want to meet somebody. So that is our story. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope we told it okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much that.
Obviously, there was a lot more to it. But
there was a lot more to it, but that was we'd go on for hours if we went into all the details, but really, you know? Yeah, we'd go on for like an hour if we went into all the details, wouldn't we? Yeah. Because there's so many little things. Yeah.
But anyway, so we hope you liked it, and remember to like, subscribe and comment, because
please subscribe.
Please subscribe, I don't want to go to work all day.
Yeah, it gets famous.
You get us famous. Anyway, so we'll see you in the next video.